Hey, I'm called Krista with OIC Real Estate Services, and I'm here today with Dr. Ray, who has just helped my son tremendously. And so I really wanted to make sure that you guys know what he does and why he does it. My son has a real challenge with back pain, and so he was always afraid of doing chiropractic. And I finally talked him after multiple years to finally come see Dr. Ray, who has helped me tremendously. So I'd like to take a moment and introduce Dr. Ray and have him share with you how chiropractic and the use of chiropractic can help people in their lives.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity, Krista. That's a big topic to tackle in a short amount of time. I'd say the big thing for people to understand is that as a chiropractor, I'm trying to help get their joints moving appropriately so that they can do the things that they need to do, want to do, or love to do. And if they have some type of injury or irritation that's not allowing a joint to move appropriately, oftentimes the body's response to that is to get hypertonic or spastic muscles that get tight to stop it from moving. It changes the viscosity of the fluid, which makes the joint easy to move, so it's not as easy to move. And we're trying to combat these changes by making the joint move through its full range of motion, which then helps the brain to understand, okay, I don't need to guard it as much, I'll let it have a little more motion. And as that motion starts to come back, inflammation starts to subside, the patient is able to move more and do more and hopefully get back to the point where they don't even need me.
Well, as you can tell, he is a true educator, which is one of the reasons I love it. As a matter of fact, when we called Dr. Ray, when my son was first with me, Dr. Ray took a look at his x-rays and said multiple points, and my son's like, oh my gosh, he actually explained more to me in less time in a way I could understand. It was wonderful. The other thing too that was really important is that Dr. Ray has multiple ways of helping people without necessarily the old, okay, you're gonna crack the back. So share some of those things with you, please.
Well, if you ask any chiropractor about his story about how he came to chiropractic,
yes, please.
They usually have a story. So one of the things that I like to mention is that I didn't grow up in a family that went to the chiropractor. When I was finally forced to go to the chiropractor by a company doctor pulling me by the ear and making me go, I was actually treated by a doctor who used the activator, and that's what this instrument is right here. It is a low force tool that you can use to adjust somebody. It doesn't require you to twist or make the joints pop, so to speak, and yet it's still very effective. And so as kind of like an entrance into chiropractic, they were able to help me and not scare me, so to speak. And then when the time came that something wasn't moving, the activator couldn't make it move, and they needed to actually adjust me manually, I had built up that trust, I was ready to go. So I would say as a doctor, I kind of took that to heart, and I made sure that I learned that same style of adjusting. And while I have patients in my office that are 100% manually adjusted, that's what they like, that's what they want, and I'm actually very good at it. I also have patients that come into my office and they want to be adjusted with the activator. And that's where we start with those patients, and it's very effective. So it's a great opportunity for me to reach out to some patients who might have some fear about coming to the chiropractor. Fear isn't always a rational thing. Even manual chiropractic is very safe, but in a case where somebody has that fear, that activator helps them kind of baby step along.
That's exactly what happened with Thomas. And so what was his situation is that for years I've been trying to get him to go, and he was terrified of it.
Right.
And so Dr. Ray actually took the activator, did 2 little pops, and the pain that he was experiencing reduced substantially. So I wanted to cover that. So just real quickly, because you have patients waiting, there's 3 things I wanted to point out and then I want you to comment on.
Okay.
So first of all is, you've seen people that are pregnant. You've actually helped people with hand joint. There are unusual things. So share some of the really quick, unusual things that you can help with that someone might not think about. I know I said quick, but that's not easy for you.
Not all doctors are the same, of course. Some doctors feel more comfortable doing more things, or they've gone to postdoctoral training for other things. I like to say that anything on your body that is supposed to move, I can likely help you with if it is not moving appropriately, if there's some type of pain or dysfunction when you try to move it. And so you mentioned a thumb. That's a perfect example. Sometimes people come to the chiropractor and they think that all we adjust are necks and backs, and that's hardly the truth. I help people with their jaw, with TMJ pain. I help people with fingers, elbows, shoulders, hips, knees, toes, feet. I see a fair number of people for plantar fasciitis or toe pain, for arthritis in their hands or their feet. I often mention to people that sometimes they've given up and they think arthritis is what they have and they're just going to have it forever. And I mention to people that arthritis is a very, very slow onset. And if you experienced a fast onset, or you experience periods where you don't have pain and then other periods where you're due, then you can't lay it all at the feet of arthritis, because you have the arthritis 24/7, 365. So if you don't have the pain 24/7, 365, then it's not just the arthritis. The arthritis makes it easier for the joint to be injured, but I'll come back and help that joint move better even with the arthritis, so that it's less painful and more mobile and you're more functional. That's what we're looking for.
You got so much knowledge. I just love, he could spend hours educating you. So real quickly though, how would people reach out to schedule an appointment with you?
The absolute easiest way is just to call into the office. My phone number here is 805-346-6700, and you'll talk to the front desk and they'll find a time on my schedule to see a new patient. I do accept insurance, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Aetna, Cigna. If you have any question, you can always call the office with the information on your card, the ID number and group number, and we can help you look that up. Or you can absolutely look it up yourself and find out if you have chiropractic benefits and to see who's in network for you.
Great. Well, Dr. Ray, we could spend a lot more time, but thank you for the time. I know you've
No
got lots of patients. We appreciate you. I, as a mom, appreciate
No
you
problem.
for taking
Happy to
care of
help.
my baby.
I always feel that people who bring me their family, that's the highest compliment ever.
Well, you're worth it. Definitely. Thank you.
Thank you, Krista.